I'm not impressed about the defense, honestly, of the Broncos because I think you should be able to hold the Cardinals to 10 points. That seems as advertised, but
Right.
But 2 pick sixes.
well, granted, the talent is involved with that, but I think I would give more props to the offense for scoring 45 because they have Patrick Peterson, and their defense is not as bad as their offense.
Well, their offense didn't score 45.
Scored 31.
The Broncos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause they
okay,
had 2
my
pick
mistake was
sixes.
still 31.
Yeah.
That's
31 still impressive.
Oh,
They
I've
might
got
have
the
even had
Chiefs.
a fumble recovery for a touchdown. I don't.
Yeah, I was looking at the
It was
Chiefs, but
close.
31. I mean, that's still like for the
Broncos,
talent
yeah.
level of their team. When looking at it, like that's what impresses me more.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And they did some trick plays, which I liked. So
Yeah. It
with
was a fun
with
game.
Emmanuel Sanders and everything.
I mean,
I
as a
still don't like
Broncos fan,
Vance
it was even
Joseph,
funner. No. I don't like him either. Play calling is.
It's not
It's gotta get
creative.
better.
Yeah.
It's not creative. They have two of the most breakout running backs right now. Philip Lindsay's doing amazing.
yeah, and Royce Freeman.
Royce Freeman's great. They are underutilizing them so much.
I really like that Lindsey guy.
Philip Lindsay's
really
awesome.
like
He's doing
him.
really well. And
He's not that big, too.
well, my biggest gripe is, I don't know if they ever use them in the red zone. It's like Saquon Barkley. They're just underutilized in the red zone, and I don't know why you wouldn't give your best option in the red zone the ball. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, with Case Keenum at quarterback, they don't find themselves in the red zone that often. I think
True.
that's probably the problem.
It's either a breakout player. Or it's a
Yeah,
turnover.
no, they're talent-wise, yeah, they just need a good game plan because I don't think Vance Joseph has anything going for him as far as like what he's like a player's coach, you know? Like
Yeah.
there's nothing. I think they could do better if they could pick up a really good coordinator. If they landed Kyle Shanahan, that would have been ideal. But yeah, they're gonna have to do something about that going forward.
Yeah.
Chargers Titans 20-19 Chargers. That in my opinion that was expected. Phillip Rivers, I mean, he's having a good year.
Yeah.
He's
Also, rest in peace to all the fantasy football owners of Melvin Gordon who did not wake up in time for the early game and forgot to take him out. I feel you.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that
That's
one.
rough. I think Ron in our league dropped Eckler too, so
Yeah.
he didn't even have that. He's just like, all right, whatever.
I had him in our other league, and I woke up and my heart just dropped because I realized what I had done.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But no,
you should set your lineup.
going back to the game though, I think I had them at like winning that more than a 1-point game. Like I think their defense, I think they're not playing bad, but I think they need Boza to be like a real like that to be a good defense that can go up against playoff contending teams.
Yeah, and another thing with Boza is I don't think he's having the year everybody. Well, at least I expected. I want him to be like a Von Miller. Like I want to hear his name weekly for what.
Well, he's been
done.
injured.
And well,
But when he comes back,
when he comes back, like I don't know. I expect him to be one of the top. I expect the Chargers to have a top caliber defense by next season, and I mean, they need to acquire better cornerbacks, and I don't think their cornerbacks are that good. But I really like their offense. I like Phillip Rivers though.
Phillip Rivers
their offense is amazing.
Yeah.
Their receivers are crazy good.
Melvin Gordon's killing it,
And
per usual.
Yeah.
And I think their offense and their play style fits Phillip Rivers, but I don't know what happened. 20-19, you should have more than 20 points with that offense.
Yeah. Oh.
Especially against the Titans.
Yeah, I think a win is a win, but sometimes you look at the box score and it's like, yeah, that should have been a little wider.
Yeah, and I have Phillip Rivers in fantasy too. He's my backup right now. 306 yards, 2 touchdowns. That should definitely be over 20 points.
Especially with Melvin Gordon
How many
being gone.
touchdowns?
I'm just saying 306 yards and 2 touchdowns, 19 for 26, Throw the ball more.
Yeah, with Melvin Gordon being gone, I'm surprised that it wasn't.
I think that's the
touchdowns.
factor, because I was looking at the score, and it's like 20. Okay, so if Phillip Rivers scores 2 touchdowns, that's 14 plus 2 field goals. So they didn't have a rushing touchdown, I'm assuming.
No,
That's-
had
That's a direct
I'm
result of
surprised it's
Melvin
not
Gordon
more
being
passing
gone.
touchdowns.
they had
Is what I'm saying.
48
I think-
rushing yards total.
Yeah, they definitely missed Melvin Gordon in the game, but
It was
Yeah.
a shocker though, because it was last minute, so I'm sure they were like
not
"Fuck,
prepared.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, but they won, so whatever.
Yeah, and I mean their defense stepped up. They had 1 interception. I mean that's gonna help, but that was just a disappointing game.
Marcus Mariota's got to get it done though. One
Yeah,
touchdown
he has not
is just
improved.
No, it's not gonna get it done.
Yeah,
It's especially concerning when you look at Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, and like their second years in the league, they're already on playoff contending teams. Wentz already has a Super Bowl ring, kind of.
kind of.
Jared Goff is like looking like
honest,
he might
he
have
got
one.
the Eagles there.
Yeah, he got him there. And Mariota's been in the league for I don't know how many years, like 3, 4 maybe, and he's not improved. He's just not. And they're giving him stuff. He's got Delaney Walker, and they've given him wide receivers have been in and out. He's had Derrick Henry. He's had DeMarco Murray. I mean, the offense is not clicking. With
Yeah,
him.
Yeah,
so
it was
this
too
is-
little, too late. Is the problem? They waited pretty much the entire game to make a rally, and
Yeah.
they just didn't have enough time in the end.
This season he's had in his rookie year he had 2,818 yards. Second season 3,426. Last season 3,232, and then this season he only has 1,000. And yeah, his completion percentage is higher, but his QBR is down. And
What does rushing yards look like?
He's averaging more interceptions a game right now. Interception percentage. That's killer. 3.3 interception percentage, and he's thrown 5 picks this season. He threw 15 picks last season.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Is this
he's
somebody you
gotta-
want to base your franchise around?
Yeah, I
Just saying.
think they might be looking at other options sooner rather than later.
15 interceptions in 16 games.
Yeah,
You're
that's-
almost throwing
you're
an
giving them a
interception
free
game.
possession each game.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Pats Bears.
Yeah,
That was a great
I
game.
told you that was going to be close.
Yeah,
I think you agreed with me, but
I did. What?
losing
talking
Sony
about-
Michel sucks.
Yeah.
For them, but I think
Well,
That
James
ga-
White stepped up
yeah,
very well. He didn't have a touchdown, but his receiving yards were pretty dang high, if I remember correctly, and his rushing yards were.
Quick side note, that put the Bears at the bottom of their division, and they're a very strong defensive team.
I think they can claw their way back
Yeah.
Fuck you.
because they can. I
Classic.
think they have a chance at
Da
a wild card
Bears.
spot
Nah,
because
Bears.
I know the NFC is pretty loaded, but that division, it's doable. And I think if you, what you
Their
see something?
quarterback had
Trubisky?
the most rushing yards that game with 6 carries.
Oh, on the Bears?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan Howard's not good.
Yeah. No,
He's not.
you wonder why you lost this game. Get yourself a running back, because if your quarterback almost has 100 rushing yards and is leading your team in rushing with a rushing touchdown and 3 passing touchdowns, your quarterback is doing everything he can, and you are not giving him the weapon that he needs for your team to be good.
I think Tarek Cohn is good. But that doesn't equate to rushing yards. He's more of a passing threat. But when you look at it, it's like if they're supposed to be this great defense, they let the Patriots score 38 points. And I know it's the Patriots, but you have to
Without Gronk.
stop the Patriots.
Without Gronk.
You're going to face them in the playoffs. Yeah, without Gronk. So I think that has a lot to do with people have been talking about like Khalil Mack being injured these last couple games against Miami. I think he hurt his leg or something. And
like
when
that,
you
yeah.
look at him in these last couple of games, he's been slow. Like he just doesn't look like he's got the same desire to kill people that he usually has.
Yeah, and
I think that's a concern.
This game is pretty telling about, if the Bears were to make the playoffs, they're not
Right.
going to go far because you You
But at
can't
the
let
same-
the Patriots score this much.
Exactly, but at the same time, they were in that game, and it kind of
Yeah.
like the Chiefs were in the game against the Patriots as well. I think that one went into overtime last week, but they were in it, but there's not enough. They need to. 38 points does not work in the
I think
playoffs.
it's the rushing game also.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about.
And you can't throw 2 picks in one game either. And the Bears did that.
Yeah, I like. I think he was probably trying to compensate because they were behind,
Yeah.
but still,
Right.
I like Trubisky. I just think they have some stuff to figure out on offense, and then their defense needs to play to the level that we've seen them play before.
The Patriots got a lot of their running backs involved too. And they were ahead, so they were trying to kill time on the clock and everything, but I mean, James White had 11 carries. Kenyon Barner had 10 carries. Sony Mitchell had 4 carries. Tom Brady even had a carry out there. I mean,
Was it a sneak?
he had 6 yards on that one carry, so I don't think so. No, he didn't sneak. He
ran the ball?
Yeah, he ran the ball.
Wow.
He scrambled and ran the ball. That was a
With
fun.
their offensive line, he's pretty safe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
they've got a
ball.
pretty good offensive line.
Yeah, and I mean, 11,
They're using everybody.
Yeah,
even Josh Gordon's been getting more involved. That's actually really cool
That,
Yeah, you can
because
see-
that was
you
my
can
next
see-
point. He was their leading receiver yesterday. 4 receptions for 100 yards.
Yeah. And what's cool is you can see the Patriots aren't a team where they're like, yeah, we'll just add this guy. We'll just throw him in the game plan. They're easing him in, and he's getting better every game. You can actually see the chemistry building with Tom Brady. And I think that's
25
really
yards
cool.
a catch.
I think he was.
That's
Yeah,
killer.
there was something about Tom Brady and Josh Gordon. They're starting to become friends, and
Yeah.
it's showing.
Yeah, and you can see that. And I think that's really cool.
It was nice. Edelman had a early touchdown, and it looked like they're back together too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Their-
even
their-
without
their
Gronk,
chemistry.
yeah. I think the Patriots are looking good, as always.
Yep.
Let's talk
move on to
Viking Jets real quick,
Yeah.
because that was just not a fun game to watch. I turned it off halfway through. I turned it off before halftime, actually. No, yeah, it was after halftime. It was third quarter. Kirk Cousins, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He went out there and was like, hey, I'm not going to throw for that many yards, but I'm going to be consistent. And then 15 carries for 69 yards for Latavius Murray. Not surprising. 2 touchdowns as well. They really got like two touchdowns as a running back in that team. It's not bad because they have options at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, I think that trifecta of Cousins and Thielen and Diggs.
It's
That's-
looking good.
Yeah.
Robinson.
They have
had-
two
had
number
a
one
reception
wide
for
receivers.
34 yards
That's-
too.
It's insane.
Yeah,
And that was
they have a good thing going there. I think when they get Dalvin Cook back, if they can integrate him into the offense, if he's 100% healthy, and if he plays like he did last year, they could be a real powerhouse offense. And their defense is already solid.
Yeah, and when they get Dalvin Cook back, I mean that's 3 receivers potentially. That leaves Kyle Rudolph, who is also a great tight end. That leaves him undoubled covered. Is that a word?
Undoubled
covered.
Single covered or no
Single,
covered, yeah.
Sam Darnold threw 3 picks. Takes on that. Yeah, it's a tough
Was
defense.
Xavier Rhodes playing, and was he a
but-
result? Was he a factor in those picks? Because that wouldn't surprise me. Their defense is good at
No.
ball hawking. He wasn't?
Picks were by Holton Hill, and Harrison Smith, and Trey Waynes.
Huh. Those are...
All names that you don't hear that often.
No,
No.
I don't even know.
Well, it's another one of those things where he's a rookie, he's playing from behind. That's a recipe for interceptions. Like, that's just
And
going to
it's
happen.
a solid defense.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
that's a good D.
Vikings top of their division, right?
Yes, sir.
As of now, yeah. They've won 4 straight, I think, right now.
Speaking of which, Jaguars.
Yes.
Texans have won 4
Jaguars.
straight.
Jaguars.
After losing their first 3 games, they've won 4 in a row, and they're now
Yeah.
top of their division.
Jaguars.
They're looking actually like if I was just looking at these last 4 games, they look really good.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this because I love the Texans.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt, knock on wood, is staying healthy, and I love
That's
it.
fake wood.
Oh my god.
You'll get to it.
Yoda's cane.
I want to talk about the Jaguars real quick. The last 3 weeks, they have allowed 30 points, 40 points, and 20 points. They allowed 40 points to the Cowboys, 30 points to the Chiefs, no duh, and 20 points to the Texans. What are they doing?
Those are all really good teams, though, offensively.
Do you know
Cowboys
how many
are
points per game
Well,
they're
good
averaging?
team, but
The last 3 games, you know how many points they've been averaging, like scored?
Oh, it's very little.
It's
isn't it?
less than 9.
Yeah.
Or no, excuse me, less than 10.
But, I mean, even so, giving up 30 points and 40 points and 20 points, even if you are scoring a lot, you're going to have to be outscoring all that. So their defense is definitely still to blame.
But I thought it was the Jaguars. Their defense is so good.
They
Playing
just look
from
like
behind is a whole nother ballgame, too. It totally ruins your game plan.
yeah. I think
Well,
what
when you
people
have
figured
Blake
out.
Bortles as your quarterback and he's
Right.
not producing any points, that doesn't
benched now,
that
I
doesn't
think.
fucking help.
They named him the starter for
Yeah,
next
he's a
week.
starter.
Doug Marone.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
on a
Okay.
short leash against the Eagles.
yeah, but
We'll talk about that later, but
Yeah,
the Eagles are going
but-
to
something I saw though is when I was looking at the completion percentages, Bortles was 6 of 12. He had 2 fumbles, but Watson was 12 of 24, which those are both 50%. So it was interesting to me how the Texans are feeling like they had similar games completion wise and yards wise, and they just didn't like.
Well, the rushing
been
game was there for Lamar Miller.
Yeah,
He looked like his old self. Finally,
Yeah.
The
after a
Jaguars
long-
didn't even score until the third quarter, though.
well,
I mean, are you really?
Leonard
about to make
Leonard
some
For,
noise.
Leonard Fournette was I think he was probably their guy with the most touchdowns last year.
For sure.
I don't think they had a wide receiver
No,
that
yeah,
did
for
better
sure.
than him.
But
What, by the way, what the hell are they doing with their running backs right now?
They're preparing for Leonard Fournette to be out for a while.
Blake Bortles didn't even score their touchdown.
Kessler. Actually,
Yeah.
Kessler outplayed him. I mean, I know he had more
156
attempts, but-
yards, 21 complete, 21 for 30, and Blake Bortles was 6 for 12.
They have great running backs, actually. Leonard Fournette, T.J. Yeldon,
Carlos Hyde.
Jamal Charles, Carlos Hyde. Those
That's
are,
4 really good running
I
backs.
think Jamal Charles still has the record for the Chiefs in rushing.
Like most yards of all time.
I think so, yeah, something like that.
It would have to be him or Priest Holmes, but yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Like, Jamal Charles is not a bad running back by any means.
No, he's no joke. He's good. When he's healthy, he's good.
Yeah,
good.
and you can't judge him based on last year because the Broncos' offensive line is fucking
He is
awful.
getting old, but if there's gas left in the tank, then
I'm
that
excited
could
for
be
him.
good. Yeah.
I've always liked him, even though he's on a rival team for me.
Yeah.
Browns Buccaneers went into overtime.
Again, how many games is that for the Browns going into overtime? It's like every
It
single
seems like
game.
every game is overtime, but
Oh my god.
I don't know what. I feel bad
Better
for
than
Mayfield
blowouts.
because he had like 2 touchdowns. I don't think he had
2
any.
touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, no turnovers.
He's not really turning the ball over.
He's not the problem.
Yeah.
I think it's just. I think Cleveland obviously is a work in progress.
Yeah. They're adjusting to having good players. They're like, we have the talent, we just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they've never given a shit about a game plan because they're like, whatever, let's just see what happens. Let's see if we can bullshit our way into a win. And now that they have the talent, they're like, oh, well, we don't even know what we're going to do with these players. And so I think they're taking that next step. It's like watching a baby, like, after it learns to crawl, it's like, okay, now you have to learn to walk.
They're trying to build their franchise, and honestly, like, I'm just glad that they got 2 wins, you know. And they're not looking like a terrible team. Their defense is a threat, so I kind of like it. I like the Browns. I liked them last year, but I just wanted them to get a win. Saints-Ravens, 24-23. Closer than I expected, but I knew the
That
Saints would come
ending
out
of that
on
game.
top.
Justin Tucker, first extra
First
point
ever
ever missed.
extra point
Yeah.
missed.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and you can see it in his eyes. Like, they got so big when he saw it.
I
like,
felt bad for him. I felt awful.
Yeah.
But
to lose a game like that, such a big game too.
we need you got to keep an eye on Justin Tucker now because you know how diminishing that is. Kicking field goals is totally a mental. Like
that's why icing the kicker.
It's probably
is a thing.
80% mental and 20% skill.
Yeah, and then wind direction.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
I'm nervous for him because
he's going to be
something
thinking
like
about that on every extra point now.
Yep. I hope he can just brush it off and.
I think
forget
so.
about it.
He's been in the league how many years? This is his first one ever he's missed. I think he can just put it behind him.
Drew Brees, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns. Taysom Hill, my boy, number 7.
I saw him run for a first
6
down.
6 carries, 35 yards. He's out there doing it. Alvin Kamara, 17 carries, 64 yards. Not that impressive, but he had a touchdown.
It's interesting, though, because he had more rushing yards than Mark Ingram.
Hill?
Yeah,
No,
Hill.
no.
Kamara?
Yeah.
What was
yeah.
do
It's
you know what the
surprising.
carry split was? Like how many carries each of them got?
Hill had
Because-
more rushing yards too. With less
So Kamara
attempts.
had 17 rushes and Mark Ingram had 12.
So it's almost split down the middle.
Yeah.
It's a little leaning towards Kamara.
It's surprising. But yeah, they're definitely leaning on Kamara, and he's still going to be there for the receiving aspect as well.
Yeah.
So,
But-
for fantasy-wise, he is still
Yeah, they had
your
the
top
same amount
option
of
if you got-
Yeah,
receptions.
especially PPR.
Yeah.
So
Michael Thomas is still killing it.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to not kill it when Drew Brees is throwing the ball to you.
Right.
Yeah, they're looking good, like Super Bowl good. I think if there's anybody that's going to beat the Rams in the NFC, it's probably going to be the Saints.
it's gonna be
Just
And if
because-
there's
it's gonna
anybody
be
gonna
Drew
beat the Saints, it's
Brees.
going to be a
Yeah.
hurricane.
Okay.
What?
I said if there's going to be anything that beats the Saints, it's going to be a hurricane.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Well, maybe not.
or they'll win a Super
Yeah,
Bowl
or they're winning
again.
their Super Bowl.
Maybe they want a hurricane
That's what I'm saying.
just for the
Their
motivation.
fans are secretly praying for a hurricane.
Yeah.
Rams demolish the 49ers. That's a given. Everybody saw that coming. If you didn't see that coming, you need to watch more football.
You need
Or
to watch
stop
more
being
of this.
a 49ers fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm being a 49ers fan. I saw a tweet after the game, and it was like the 49ers aren't good, and it was a 49ers fan, and I was like, yeah, you didn't know that before? Like,
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo tore his ACL. You're not going to be that good. I'm not saying they were going to be good with Jimmy Garoppolo, but that was definitely going to help.
Yeah.
Chiefs 45, Bengals 10, given. Let's get rid of it's the Chiefs.
I'm
they're
surprised
they're
the
playing
Bengals
at a
didn't
high
score more.
level.
The
10
Bengals?
points, yeah.
AJ
Chiefs'
Green.
defense is not
I mean,
anything
Yeah.
special.
Well, I think they stepped up in that game actually.
Yeah. The defense stepped
After allowing like a shit ton of points
Yeah.
to the Patriots
AJ
last
up. And the
week.
Bengals have a
Green.
pretty good offense, so
AJ
Yeah.
Green,
Came to
7
surprise.
receptions, 117 yards. How did you not get that guy a touchdown? Come on.
I think the Chiefs have a
Come
good
on.
like sort of a break but don't bend kind of defense where they'll just play as good as they need to, like
Well,
red
yeah.
zone,
If-
and then their offense kind of is
their offense can always score a touchdown for them.
it bails them out, yeah. But obviously they didn't need that
Yeah, they
defense,
stepped up.
and they still were there. If they can play more like that, then they can probably win the AFC. If
yeah,
if that's like if we can get consistency out of that defense,
Yeah, then they're a Super Bowl contender for sure.
yeah.
Giants, you almost had it. You got to be better than that. Eli Manning, almost 400 yards pretty much with 1 touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 14 carries, 43 yards, 1
Gotta
touchdown.
get Saquon Barkley the ball in the red
Yeah,
zone, man.
well,
I don't
only
get
one,
it.
Only 1 touchdown for him. They're not utilizing him the way they should be.
No, that was a good game for Eli Manning, though.
Yeah.
For Eli Manning, he
Yeah.
only threw 1 interception.
Yeah,
No.
that's a great game.
No, he didn't.
I don't
he didn't
know how
throw
many
an
interceptions he
interception.
threw. I was just
400 yards,
Um,
1 touchdown, 0 interceptions.
No, yeah, but 400 yards is pretty cool.
for him, yeah.
Dude,
Atlanta's defense kind of sucks though,
And-
especially their secondary.
For sure.
Sterling Shepard, man. If you had him in fantasy, that was your boy. 5 receptions, 167 yards. It's a 33-yard average. Odell Beckham Jr.
So
I
PPR,
had him
that's
in
20 points.
I had him in fantasy. Odell, he had 8 receptions, 143 yards, 1 touchdown, and he
Killed
got
it.
the touchdown at the very end of the game when it didn't really matter.
OBJ.
Yeah.
5,000
5,000
yards.
While
Fastest player to ever
battling
do it.
injuries, fastest player. Yeah.
Take that, haters.
Yeah, take that,
Take
haters.
that, people who say he's only good because of the catch.
What do you have to say about that? Like, how can you deny him being good? He's been battling injuries since he's gotten in the league.
He's been battling Eli Manning.
Yeah, he's been battling Eli Manning. He's been battling his owner, and he gets 5.
His owner calls him out.
Fastest. Yeah, his owner
Like,
calls him
publicly.
out. Like he
They're a mess.
doesn't let anything get to him. He's gonna do him, and that's why people don't like him.
I think he actually gets a lot get to him, and I think there's some kicking nets that would agree with
Kicking
me.
nets, yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, well that's more in game. I'm talking about like hater wise.
People love to hate him, but his stats
He's
they
good.
say otherwise.
He's
Yeah.
good. I think a lot of people have a problem with the type of like diva wide receiver he is, but he's a great player. I think his stats show that. You just need to look at that and see for yourself.
Yeah, fastest player to ever do it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well let's get to our picks.
You didn't say Cowboys Redskins.
Oh, I didn't.
Cowboys,
I didn't even say Eagles.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Anything.
You
but
got-
yeah. Cowboys Redskins 20-17. Dak Prescott figured it out, my guy. I mean, he didn't have a terrible game. 273 yards, 1 touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott had 15 carries for 33 yards. I don't know what the hell happened there. Dak Prescott had 6 carries for 33 yards. I mean, dude, they
Zeke blew it.
yeah.
It was a terrible
Yeah.
game for him.
15
I think he
carries,
had like 5
33
fantasy
yards.
points.
What was going
Yeah.
on?
I've never seen him do that bad before.
Yeah, in receiving wise, he had 2 receptions for 9 yards.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
he doesn't usually get that many,
Well,
but
yeah, but I mean,
they will.
he's just.
I mean-
he wasn't really doing anything.
We'll talk about this later, but their offense just got a whole lot better, so
Yeah.
I'm excited. But we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah. Let's just get to that right now because I'm looking at their wide receivers and they're slim to none.
Until now.
Yeah.
Well, who did they have? Who's that one guy with the long blonde hair?
Cole Beasley.
He's a good slot receiver.
Yeah, I mean,
Riley Umstead.
he's there. Alan Hearns
Beasley
isn't
by night.
terrible. I mean, yeah, but the addition of Amari Cooper, who's coming off of 680-yard, 48 reception.
That's
With-
this season?
No, last season.
Oh.
And
Like,
96
Jesus Christ.
targets.
I know he battled like a lot of dropped passes last year, but I think if he can get his shit together, that's a great addition because they really need a running back, or excuse me, a wide receiver. And it's one of those things too where they're using Cole Beasley as their like number one guy right now, and he's like a slot guy. He's not a deep threat. Now that they have Amari Cooper, he can go deep. He's their number one guy. That actually opens up Cole Beasley more, and it opens up Ezekiel Elliott more because now they have to respect the pass. What it's all
and he's not doing
hinging
terrible.
on is if
Dak
Dak
Prescott.
Prescott can get him the ball.
I think he can.
He's been targeted 31 times this season, and he has 22 receptions. I mean, 280 yards, yeah, not terrible. It's 12.7, but
Well, I
Yeah.
think this situation he was in with the Raiders was just a bad situation.
Yeah,
I think
and-
they didn't know how to use him. I think John Gruden is doing some weird shit right now.
other than
Raiders.
rushing wise, though, I don't think Dak Prescott is that good of a quarterback. I really do not think.
I think he's good enough.
He's a game manager, I think, and he doesn't have a lot to work. I mean, a lot of people are quick to be like, yeah, Ezekiel Elliott and that awesome offensive line, but him personally, like, you can't judge a guy by like how often he hands off the ball. You gotta look at you gotta give him something to work with, like throw to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
But I could
I'm talking
argue-
about more of him last season when he had Des Bryant. He had 3,324 yards.
yeah.
And he threw 13 interceptions. Then
Yeah,
you,
the picks have to go down.
you go look at Blake Bortles. Last season, he threw 3,687 yards and he threw 13 interceptions. This guy is equivalent to Blake Bortles. He's actually a little bit worse, but if you bring in rushing, that's a different factor because Dak Prescott is a mobile quarterback. He is out of the pocket more than he should be with his offensive line. Like, with his offensive line, he shouldn't be scrambling as much as he is, in my opinion. His offensive line is one of the best offensive lines in the game right now. He shouldn't be scrambling out of the pocket as much as he is.
Back to what you were saying about not having weapons, I think that you could argue guys like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees for a little while.
They make weapons.
They make weapons.
Well, I'm not comparing Dak Prescott
to
those guys. I would never think of
a good
that.
quarterback and a leading quarterback.
This guy's supposed to be a franchise quarterback.
They make weapons out of their receivers. But
right. Yeah, I think if they have aspirations that are higher than what it looks like right now, then yeah, he needs to step up and make a good situation out of a bad one. Yeah. But I just think in today's NFL, you have to throw the ball. It's just bottom line. You have to have things to throw to and somebody who can give them the ball, and they just got the piece that they were missing. So I think it'll be telling of his actual talent level from now on if he actually does manage to step up. But if he doesn't, then yeah, I'll eat those words.
Let's move on to our news. What's going on around the NFL?
When's the trade deadline? That's coming up or almost here. Eli Apple got traded to the Saints. That's actually big for them because they didn't have much for corners, and now
October
you already
30th.
couldn't run against
they
him.
got the guy who invented the iPhone.
Steve Jobs.
October 30th at 4 p.m. Eastern time, so 1 o'clock over here. October 30th. That's the trade deadline.
Oh, okay.
Le'Veon Bell going anywhere? You're a Steelers fan.
I don't think so because I think he wants to. Well, first of all, I don't think any team wants to pay for him, including the Steelers.
Fair.
And I think sooner or later he's going to have to acknowledge that because you look at Todd Gurley, he's making a lot of money, but he's not making like
crazy money.
No, not anywhere near what Le'Veon Bell wants.
He's not making fun hands money.
And even if Le'Veon Bell came in and did as good as Todd Gurley's doing right now, Gurley's not making that much money. You look at the guys that he's neck and neck with, and also bear in mind, those guys, I don't think Todd Gurley's ever missed time because of being suspended. So there's a lot of off-the-field stuff. I think he wants to make, I think it's for every week he reports after the trade deadline or somewhere in there, he makes like $800,000. I think if he cares about money as much as he's been making it out to be, then he's going to want to report to the team by then. But I don't think we're going to trade him, or at least not this year. It just seems that there's not enough interest, or at least teams that have enough cap space that are interested.
Yeah, and he's losing money right now, so
yeah,
he might.
I think he's coming
back.
back.
Want to hop on that train and start getting some paychecks.
Yeah,
before the Seahawks get him.
Yeah, for sure.
If I was to pick a team to get him, it's probably Seattle, just because they have the cap space and they don't have a good running back. But I just think that's not as likely as him coming back and kind of working him back. They don't have the cap space.
Well, we'll make it. We got $9 million.
Okay,
now.
so
we cut down $6 million to $9 million. So we're making space. We're making moves.
I don't think he wants to play for $9 million, dude.
Dude, well, J.J. is gone. Darren Sproles is gone. There, we'll clear up some more space.
Just get rid of them and get Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. Like, I'll peace out. Nick Foles.
I'll
get rid of Nick Foles. That's another $9 million. 18.
I'd be very interested to see where or how well Le'Veon Bell would do. Not on the Steelers, because you look at
he's always had Antonio Brown to open it up.
Yeah, and James Conner's doing great under the Steelers.
Yeah, and we're not paying him shit.
Yeah, so it's like, how much of it is Le'Veon Bell and how much of it is the Steelers' offense?
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm not saying
I think
that
there's
Le'Veon
an argument
Bell's
to be
bad.
made for both sides, and I lean more towards the
Le'Veon
James
Bell's
Conner
talent.
side. More towards the James Conner side, just because we can pay him so much less, and we get the better value. He's probably 75% of what we get out of Le'Veon Bell for nothing. I mean, we don't even have to pay him right now. But
and I mean,
Yeah,
he's
if I'm
getting the
still-
job
ideally,
done.
if he could come back and we can have like an Ingram Kamara situation with Antonio Brown, like and Juju Schuster.
And Juju, yeah. And
Oh
Vance
my
McDonald.
god. Yeah.
And Big Ben.
Yeah, can't forget about Big Ben, man.
Yeah. That's the ideal situation, but I can't say much because I want the ideal situation. I think it's also the most likely, but that's just my take on it. I don't really know what's going to happen. Obviously, everything that's happened so far has defied expectations.
Dolphins, Texans. Who you got?
Dolphins, gosh, I don't know. Texans, just because Osweiler is hot garbage, and I think the team.
But he is hot.
Oh, he's very hot. Yeah.
I got Texans.
I got Texans. Jaguars, Eagles.
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 Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Ravens, Panthers.
I got Ravens.
See, I got Panthers.
I got Panthers.
After Justin Tucker missing that, I'm nervous for that.
Yeah, it's a kicker, man. It's a kicker.
No, but for real though, I do have the Panthers.
No,
'cause
yeah, Panthers are
Panthers
playing
are
hot.
clutching
They're
up.
coming off of a big win, so I
Yeah.
give it to the Panthers. Broncos, Chiefs. Let's go to the Broncos fan first.
You guys aren't gonna like this. This is a little bit of bias, but also there is some
Logic.
logic.
Okay, why do you think
I
the
do have
Broncos
the
are gonna win?
Broncos winning, just because they're coming off a win,
A big win against the Cardinals.
and versus the Chiefs last time they were very close, and I think that maybe they can make the adjustments they need to make, and maybe the defense can stop them.
Do you think they're gonna win though?
I do, yeah. I'm picking them.
I'm picking the Chiefs.
I got Chiefs.
I got it.
I
got it.
honestly, I would hope that most of the population would pick the Chiefs, but I gotta go with the. I gotta go with my
You're
boys.
home.
Steelers, Browns. It was a close one. Let's go to the Steelers fan.
Steelers. Yeah.
Yeah, Steelers.
We're just
Steelers.
We're a different team. Way
Steelers.
different team than we were week 1.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Lions. Let's go, Washington.
Let me see what I got right there.
I have Detroit
I got
in that game.
Lions.
Yeah.
Lions.
Yeah.
Buccaneers, Bengals. Bengals.
Bengals.
Bengals.
Their defense is the biggest factor.
Jets,
there.
Bears. I got Bears.
Bears.
Da Bears.
I got
Da Bears.
I got Bears.
Da
winning.
Bears. Da Bears.
Da
Da
Bears.
Bears.
Da Bears.
Redskins, Giants.
Redskins.
Giants.
I got Giants as
I
well.
got
No
Giants.
way.
Yeah.
Bro, I feel like I just feel like Odell's gonna have a big game. Barkley's gonna have a big game. I don't think Redskins defense is gonna step up and stop
The
those-
Redskins
stop
just
those.
look what they did to Zeke.
Bro, it's
This week.
Oh my gosh, dude, that I blame that on the Cowboys.
I like Alex Smith a lot.
I think Alex Smith. Is
Alex
a great
Smith is a
quarterback.
severely underrated quarterback.
I completely.
and I
agree
will
with that.
debate anybody
People
that
shit on him
disagrees.
all the time, but what has he done that makes people?
You know
think,
what he's
like,
done? He kicked ass in San Francisco and got replaced by Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Then he went to the Chiefs and kicked ass and then got replaced by Patrick Mahomes. Now he's playing for the Redskins. This is his first year. He's
Yeah.
starting to kick ass again.
Yeah, I
He's
don't
good.
Get the hate, man. I don't get it.
He's the best game manager quarterback I've ever seen. I think they're number 1 in turnovers. I mean, like least amount of turnovers.
Yeah.
Not differential, but like turning over the
Right.
ball. I love him.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
just
the best game manager.
Yes.
You think he's better than Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning's not a game manager. He's got so much talent. Game manager to me is you don't have talent and you just have to be.
No, even with the talent, Peyton Manning is the audible king, man. He would read defenses and pick them apart. Okay, this is a whole different topic.
yeah.
Get
Okay,
into.
Colts Raiders. I got Colts.
I got Colts.
Yes, Colts.
Yeah, if you don't have Colts.
T.Y. Hilton and Andrew Luck are
Okay.
on fire.
Yeah.
The garbage bowl. 49ers, Cardinals.
Honestly, this was the hardest pick of.
This is the
This whole
hardest.
time.
Yeah,
Could
this
it be a tie?
I could see that.
was-
zero,
yeah,
zero.
I
Zero.
could see that 0-0.
No, I could actually see a tie from this game, but I've got the Cardinals.
I got Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Larry Fitz. Yeah. Okay.
They've
anyway.
got talent.
Yeah. Packers,
Still.
Rams. I got Rams by in parentheses. I got by a margin.
Against
got
your
the
favorite quarterback,
the
Aaron
Rams.
Rodgers.
I've got the Rams.
Yeah, this might be a hot take, but I've got LA.
Exclusive. Tommy exclusive. Saints Vikings.
This is a good. This is gonna
That's
be
the
a
best
great
game.
game.
That's the best
it
game of
is.
the week. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. I got the Saints winning.
I got
Oh, yeah.
Saints.
I think
their running game, and they can.
their passing game.
Drew Brees.
They're everything.
Well, they
game.
can run on you, and they can take away your run. So it's like when
And
you
they
get in that
can
position, then
pass
you have
the
to
shit
throw.
on you.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
I've got them.
Patriots, Bills.
Ooh,
I got the Bills, man.
yeah, I've got the Bills.
No, I'm kidding.
I looked at your list. I was like, are you kidding me?
Why is that the Monday game? Why is that prime time?
Dude, Saints Vikings should be. I think
They
Saints
should
Vi-
switch them.
Yeah,
Saints Vikings on Monday night.
NFL.
I would love that.
Just say fuck
Saints,
it and switch
Vikings.
them. Yeah, Saints Vikings should
Okay,
be Monday
I
Night
think-
Football.
Ravens Panthers should be Thursday night,
Yes.
and then yeah,
You know, I would.
Packers Rams maybe Sunday night.
Yes, I would also watch the 49ers and the Cardinals, Joe. Just like
Yeah.
ironically,
Yeah.
I think that would be
Oh,
fun.
it's
Yeah, well, I'll be in Vegas for most of these games. The only
Watch
game
that
I'm
be
really
like-
gonna watch is the Jaguars.
It's gonna be the highest
Eagles.
yeah, it's
scoring
gonna be like
game.
72 to fucking 70 or some shit.
I'd be so down for that, dude. Just to see two garbage teams just step up and just start scoring points.
Yeah.
And
that would be
anybody who
cool.
has their players on fantasy is gonna be like, "Oh, fucking finally!" But they're on my bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we got for stages of the game. I'm Griffey Knight at Griffey Knight.
I'm Thomas Melton.
I'm Reilly Olmstead.
You forget?
I'm just not who I want to be.
Should we do this under stage names? Be who you want.
Yeah, you don't have to say your name.
Reilly Olmstead.
Funny name.
What do you want your name?